Welcome to the bold analysis. On Monday, last week, that I think on 4th, at the onset of the climate summit, Muthoni Wakirima, Mau Mau, veteran Mau Mau heroine, passed on 2 weeks after she was driven to Sagana State Lodge and had a meeting one-on-one with the President William Ruto. And I understand even by the time she was taken to State House, she was actually unwell. Muthoni Wakirima, I want to share with you a photo because earlier, I think last year April, just around when campaigns for presidential elections actually on top gear, Mama Ngina Kenyatta shaved her dreadlocks in a very ceremonial event that marked probably the end of that herself reprieve. She asked Mama Ngina in person to shave her dreadlocks, and it was, I think, culminating the end of the Mau Mau. And I want to share with you some very delicate information. You know, I have my good friends from the mountain, and the friends from the mountain, especially the senior citizens, can tell me. Someone asked me, I think some few weeks ago, and if you can have an answer, I want us to talk about this. She asked me that, Kevin, have you realized that since Mama Ngina shaved Muthoni Wakirima, or since then, since the exit of Kenyatta family in power, the descendants of Mau Mau, the remaining descendants of Mau Mau, have been living, to mean dying. Aish, I was like, what? But death is natural phenomenon too. What's so big deal? Because maybe some of these people are aging. But you know, he kept on insisting that, look here, when Mount Kenya ejected Kenyatta family from power, remember the Kenyatta family had been in power for nearly 60 years, since 1960 to 2022. It was nearly 62 years. So since Kenyatta family had been in power for 62 years, immediately they left power, something seems to have happened, and Mau Mau descendants have been living. I think between the period of the last 1 year, known Mau Maus that have been buried is the wife to Dedan Kimathi. There was this one that was recently buried last week, that one by where Raila met with Rigathi, and then there is this Muthoni Wakirima and others. I think there are those others that are not so much prominent. But, you know, because this was someone who is already comes from, you know, telling me, Kevin, something is happening that, was it, and according to him, to some point was thinking, was Uhuru Kenyatta supporting, was Kenyatta family when they were in power? There's some clique of support they were getting, this team were getting, that why they are leaving, or by the fact that Kenyatta family is not in the picture, these people are also feeling like maybe our time has ended, because one of the people that were part of the Mau Mau story was Kenyatta. That was just an inside story within the analysis. Food for thought. You can think about it. Now, since she passed on, Rigathi Gachagua is the person that first told the country about it. Of course, he got the first statement about the death, I think, from the family, because I'd been associating with the family, I think, in the recent past. Then President Uhuru Kenyatta also shared his word. So another question that also my source questioned me, that, Kevin, do you know that Kenyatta family are not in the picture? And clearly, the Kenya Kwanza team, because of course the interment had been taken as a state function, and they will all go there, they will all attend. But they seems to have locked out the Kenyatta family out of this. Why was this becoming an issue? Because during the day in April last year, when Mama Ngina shaved, had dreadlocks, there were other requests that she made, and Mama Ngina also was highly reported to have supported them. I think there was land that was bought for her, a house was bought for her, land, it was also paid in the medical bill. They had asked about it, and all that was granted. So if there is something that there is some credit you'll have to give Mama Ngina on these Mau descendants, a couple of few that could reach out to her or that were around her, they got a bit of some support, even through the Kenyatta Foundation. Even the descendants, there are those that really got some support, even though not that much. That's what we also have to say. So, because this heroine was close to Mama Ngina, she was close to Mama Ngina than any other person, the expectation would that Mama Ngina and Kenyatta family will be in the forefront. But of course, they've not been around. So, what exactly, because this, where exactly did the Rigathi Gachagua team, who are now working in preparation of the burial with the family, locked out Mama Ngina? Because Mama Ngina is yet to visit the family, not even any other representative from them. And any attempt seems to have been really made difficult by the government side. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our video. Thank you very much for those who support our podcasts from every part of the world, every part of this country. We don't take it for granted. Now, we are doing 100 subscribers challenge. 100 subscribers challenge is a challenge of raising 100 subscribers in a day in our journey to 60,000. So, what am I asking? I'm requesting that you take a minute and look at just top left corner, not bottom corner, bottom right corner of your video. There is some red aspect there, button there. You can click, then it shows subscribe, then a notification bell there. When you click that notification bell, when I publish a video, you will be notified. Thank you very much for supporting. 3 reasons. And it's nothing more than that. Kenyatta family leaving the picture is intentional to suppress the Mau Mau narrative. Remind me, if you have my number, if you can access me, remind me any day from Monday. I'll have to revisit the collapse of Mau Mau narrative. I will revisit why it has collapsed. Earlier this year, the young politicians from Mount Kenya that were just thumping and reminding any other voter and any other person in Kenya, especially when speaking in front of the camera, that they're the descendants of Mau Mau, were even frustrated Maina Njenga, because Maina Njenga was also posing as Mau Mau, started, and at the death of the widow of Dedan Kimathi, started and wanted to ride on a Mau Mau wave, that they're descendants of Mau Mau. And the intention was to be posturing as fighting for the plight of Mau Mau descendants. The truth of the matter here is, quite a number of Mau Mau descendants, and if one day I will get resources and get connections, a good network, I'll do stories about Mau Mau descendants. I'll do stories about that. I think I've always been getting those conversations. So what Kenyatta family do not want, they don't want to be in the picture because the Rigathi team have actually mastered the art of using Kenyatta family to sensationalize a Mau Mau narrative to propel their politics. That is it. And that has been catalyzed by a discussion about land ownership. I can't remember the last time Rigathi Gachagua spoke in an event in Mount Kenya attended by Raila Odinga, and will remind Raila Odinga to ask Uhuru Kenyatta to answer queries on land because Uhuru Kenyatta is his friend. And whenever I see Rigathi asking that question, I do wonder, because for the first term between 2013 to 2017, and even to part of 2018 before William Ruto fell out with Uhuru Kenyatta, or let me not even go far, between 2002 to around 2017, Rigathi Gachagua worked and at one point was even a personal assistant to Uhuru Kenyatta in 2002. Ndindi Nyoro worked under Uhuru Kenyatta. By the time they were in good terms with Uhuru Kenyatta, they did not ask these questions. They did not ask those questions. But after Uhuru fell out with Ruto and then got new friendship with Raila Odinga, they've been sending Raila Odinga to remind Uhuru Kenyatta about the issues of land. It's normally it's one that when I watch, I just smile in some dismay. 2, Kenyatta family is refraining from a friction with Rigathi Gachagua. Not because Rigathi can do anything, but what those who think they want to be, because Rigathi wants to be the supremo of Mount Kenya, he's always, I think someone told him that Uhuru Kenyatta or Kenyatta family is still the stumbling block. So any slight avenue or slight chance available to talk about Kenyatta family is not something that Rigathi would let go. And probably that is also why the Kenyatta family have realized, you know what, let's just keep off. We don't want to be part of this. Lastly, the Mama Ngina and the Kenyatta family are retreating. And I prefer this retreat because what they have realized, William Ruto is ruling through Uhuru Kenyatta lens. And whatever he's doing, when they're communicating, I want to, and I'll do a video about communication tomorrow, my next video, so make sure you watch. They are communicating under the lens of Uhuru, using Uhuru Kenyatta as the lens. If they're giving fertilizer, if they do anything, they ask, what did Uhuru do? If you do that road, they ask, if they have done like 3 kilometers or so, they ask, how many kilometers did Uhuru do? Whichever, every other project Kenya Kwanza is rolling, it's in comparison to Uhuru Kenyatta. And what the William Ruto administration has been doing is to try to tell Mount Kenya that I am better than Uhuru Kenyatta. It's not that what I'm doing is right or wrong, but I'm better than Uhuru Kenyatta. So the moment Uhuru Kenyatta is family is not in the picture, they want Kenyans to make a judgment, a clean judgment on William Ruto. I remember Mangina saying, wacha kuitaita watu, wewe fanya kazi. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my take. And I promise you, Kenyatta family may not attend. They are not going to be. Not. Simply out of the picture. Thank you. Let's meet in the next.